Hey there, fellow travelers, Mark here with woltersworld. Today we're here in Finland. We're actually in the sauna in my hotel. And today we're going to talk about are the mistakes that tourists make when they go to Finnish saunas. Because honestly, it's a fantastic experience. You're going to miss out when you're there. But filming in a sauna, well, that's kind of a no-no in itself. So we're actually going to go outside and do most of the filming. Because sauna is one of the most quintessential things of Finland. Like, you have to experience it. It's the thing I love the most, sitting in there with that hot air, and then when people pour the water on there, that steam comes around and just hits you and bites into you. It makes you feel alive, and you're hitting yourself with the branch. It's such a great experience. But a lot of tourists, when they come, they don't know kind of like the rules, the do's and don'ts and kind of things. And we did a don'ts of sauna video years ago, but I thought it was time to update it to make it a little bit better, to help you not make the mistakes, so you can definitely come and do sauna when you come here to Finland, okay? Because one of the things I gotta tell you is don't make the mistake of missing out on sauna, because some people, they only come in maybe on a cruise ship into Helsinki, or they're coming from the ferry from Sweden over for a day or something like that, and they kind of miss out. But you don't have to. Don't make that mistake. There are public saunas, especially if you're going to be in Helsinki. There's big ones you can go to and you can enjoy. If you're going to be at a hotel here in Finland, I'm pretty sure it will have a sauna there as well, okay? So don't make the mistake of missing out on it, because it is really part of Finland and a part of the Finns. And I know probably a mistake people make when they come here is they make the mistake of being too prudish. Be like, I don't want to go naked. I don't want to be seen naked by other people. Look, the Finns are like the most chill people. They don't care. They're not judging. They're not measuring. They're not doing anything. Going to sauna naked is normal, but don't think you have to go naked. You can wear your swimsuit. You can wear your bikini, whatever you want, whatever makes you feel comfortable. So don't make the mistake of thinking you have to go naked. It's just the way people go in usually when you're here. And that's why a lot of people get worried. Well, what if it's like men and women? And that's a mistake. It's not co-ed. It's only co-ed like if it's your family at home. If you're going to go to a public sauna or a sauna at your hotel, the saunas will be separate, okay? So it'll be a men's sauna and a women's sauna, or maybe they have different times for men versus women. So you have that. So don't make the mistake of thinking you have to go in, because you're like, well, I don't want Donna in accounting to see me all naked. No, she's not going to. She's going to be in a whole different place. And yes, wearing clothing in the sauna is a mistake. I know I have it on here, but we just turned it on, so it's not hot yet. But even if you have a cool Finland t-shirt, yeah, no, you want to go naked when you're here. However, don't feel weird if you want to wear shorts or swim trunks. You know, you can wear those in here. Just make sure, don't make the mistake of just sitting on the wood. You want to make sure you put a towel down. Any respecting sauna will give you towels, so you can lay a towel down and you sit on that, okay? And kind of going along with that is, don't make the mistake of sexualizing sauna, because there literally is nothing sexual about it in the eyes of the Finns. It's just a place I go to get back with nature, to feel the air through my lungs and feel nature get back to me, and then go run and jump out in the snow and roll around, or go jump in the lake, or go in the water in the shower afterwards to cool off. It's not a sexual thing. It's like a natural thing that's here. So don't really get that kind of vibe, because I think it's a mistake a lot of tourists make, because they get all like, oh, we're gonna be naked. Yes, you get naked, but it's nothing sexual about it. So don't worry about that. Now, another mistake tourists make is they don't stay hydrated, because when you're sweating all that stuff out, you're sweating out things. So you want to make sure you keep hydrated. So drink up before you go. No, not just alcohol. I like Jaffa, but there's all kinds of other things. But make sure you're having liquids in you as well. And also, don't make the mistake of not hanging out, because even in a hotel, they'll have the Finnish sauna hours for men or for women, and you can hang out with the locals and hang out with people and talk about things. So you have that. I mean, this hotel even has like a bar you can order drinks at while you're in the sauna. So there's one of those things you don't want to miss out on. So don't mistakenly think it's just going and getting hot. It is a whole experience. And the thing is, when you go to the sauna, you might notice that the Finns seem to stay in longer than you think they should. Well, one, they've trained themselves out there. But one of the mistakes I don't want you to make is, don't make the mistake of staying in as long as your Finnish friends do, especially when they've been doing it for a long time. It's like your first or second time doing sauna. They're kind of used to those high levels of heat. You might not be ready for that. So don't make the mistake of like, I'll prove to them I'm a tough guy. No, that's not the point of sauna, okay? The point of sauna is to relax, not overheat. So another little safety mistake is, I know I told you don't try to compete with the locals, but one thing I'd say is don't stay in too long. I mean, you want to do it in intervals, going in and out, because you'll notice you stay there too long, it's too hot, you might get a little lightheaded, and with all that water on the floor, you want to be careful. So do have a heads up for that. So I just want you to be safe when you're enjoying the most important cultural experience in Finland. After Hesburger, I think. And when you're in there, there's some safety mistakes I see people make is they're like, oh, it's so hot. And they're like breathing out, but they'll breathe on themselves. Don't breathe on yourself. You can burn yourself. That's got to be careful with it. Also, don't make the mistake of wearing everything in. Now, you can wear your clothes in, but if you've got like, a metal necklace or bracelets, you want to take those things off because they get really hot and they can burn you, all right? So don't make that mistake. Now, a safety mistake I see people make, especially when they get with their friends, they get excited to be in the sauna, is, it sounds silly, but like roughhousing in the sauna, you want to be careful because with all that water, all the condensation, the steam going around, the floor can get a bit wet and slippery. So when you're getting off your platform or your seat, don't be messing around because I've seen a few people slip. I mean, I've slipped and fallen a few times too. That's why, you're not bringing glass in there because that is a mistake to take glass in there because you slip, fall, break. Remember, broken bottles and naked butts do not mix, okay? So be safe when you're in there. And please, for the love of God, if you're going to be going with your buddies and stuff, one, don't make the mistake of taking drinks and they're like glass bottles and stuff, like your beers or your sodas or whatever. Don't take glass into the sauna because that could be a really bad mistake. Because remember, naked people and broken glass don't mix, all right? But also, I have seen this. I didn't do it, but I've seen people do it where they'll pour the beer on the rocks or they'll pee on the rocks. Hello, YMCA back home. No, don't make those mistakes thinking it's funny because it's gross. And what you have to realize is how people look at the sauna here is totally different than other places. So it's almost like you're peeing on their home. So don't do that. Just get the water from the bucket. No, there's a mistake. Party foul and faux pas in Finland I see people make. Never in your life, if you use all the water in the sauna bucket, do you not go fill it up. You got to go fill it up. Even if you're like, well, I was the last one here, I don't see anybody. No, you fill it up anyway. In case someone else is coming to get the sauna next, you want to leave that wooden bucket full of water for people, not empty, because that's a total party foul. You go in there, get ready, and you see there's no water. And you got to go back out and fill it up. Now, big mistake I see tourists make when they come to Finnish saunas, they open the door to go in and they kind of sit there and talk. Or they're coming out and they leave the door open. Like, I know Finnish people right now are like, Mark, I'm going to kill you. Shut that door. Yeah, leaving the door open and not making sure it's all the way shut is a big mistake tourists make because you want to keep the hot air in and all the escapes out there. And if your friend's going to come right behind you, open and then close it and then make it open and close it because that's one of those things that's kind of a faux pas. Also, make sure you don't make the mistake of not showering. Yes, you shower before you go in, okay? Before you go in, you shower, get all the stuff off of you and things. But every time you come back in and out, you want to shower again, kind of cool yourself off. And this is at a hotel, so it's showering. If you're like at the lake or you're on the coast, you might go jump in the lake or you might go jump in the sea, right? Or if you're in the snowy season, you might go run and roll in snow, but you're going to be doing that in between turns, okay? So don't make those mistakes by not showering and leaving the door open. And when you're enjoying the sauna, sometimes you got to remember your preparations of going to the sauna. And as I've been in the sauna just enjoying it, I'm thinking back to my times in the sauna with my international friends when I lived here. And I think there's a mistake some people make is they don't pre-treat, let's say, before you go to the sauna. So, maybe you want to shower up before you go to the sauna to make sure everything's clean. Just saying, because remember, they're white towels and white hides nothing. When you're in the sauna, don't make the mistake of thinking all of the levels of the sauna are the same, meaning the heat level. If you want it hotter, you sit higher on the bench. If it's getting too hot for you, go down a level or two and you'll notice a definite decrease in the temperature. All right, and I keep saying sauna. And you're like, Mark, why do you say sauna? Isn't it sauna? No. Don't make that mistake of saying sauna the international English way where we say sauna. Here in Finland, it's sauna. And yes, I know people make jokes. Oh, he's saying sauna. He's so European. Dude, that's what it's called here. You're in Finland. You call it a sauna. When you're home in the U.S. at the Y with the old guys, you can call it sauna. But here, it's sauna. And when you're in the sauna, and I still remember this the first time I was there, I remember looking down and seeing like a bunch of sticks tied together. And I'm like, what is that? There's like some leaves. And I'm like, am I supposed to stir the water with this? Is this to like make it smell better? No. Don't make the mistake of not whipping yourself and beat it like was a flagellation yourself with the branches when you're there because it actually like stimulates the skin. It actually feels pretty good. So you want to do that when you're in there, put it in the water. That'll be a nice thing. And when you think about it, one of the cultural mistakes I think people make when they come to Finland and when it comes to sauna is not realizing that sauna is more than just a hot room or a hot steam room. No, yes, it is hot and the steam hits you and all these kind of things, but sauna is an experience. It is a way that you get a chance to meet the locals. I mean, I become such good friends with the people. I hung out with the saunas when I was here and got to talk to them more, because that's when Finns really open up. And after you've been in the sauna and you're there, you start to realize, hey, and then afterwards we go get a drink together, or maybe we grill some sausages. You know, you go to their summer houses and their cottages and you're on the lakes or wherever, and it's like that's the time when you really bond and you're jumping in the water and you're just rolling in the snow and all this kind of stuff. And it's nice, but it's the whole experience of it. And that's one of those things. When people talk about Finns, they say they're very reserved. You know, I say they're reserved. But when you go to sauna, they really kind of, it's like the steam opens them up. It's like the reclam, the warm heat, pops open, and they start to share more, and you get to know them better. And that's one of the things I love about coming here. And that's what I don't want you to make that mistake of not realizing how important sauna is to the culture when you are here. And now, I do want to mention these couple other little mistakes. One, when you run out of the sauna near the water and stuff, you're going to go jump in the lake. One, watch your step, because I've seen a lot of people run and then they slip on the deck and fall on their butt, because you know what? Naked splinters, not fun. Also, if you're going to be running out and jumping in the snow and rolling around, just know it gets very, very cold when you roll in the snow naked. So that might be a mistake I've shared too much for, but it's something you should really know, because honestly, don't make the mistake of not going to sauna when you're here in Finland, because honestly, it's one of those things that you're excited. Once you learn it after a few times, you realize how good it makes you feel. You can't wait to do it again. And I know the hotel I'm staying at here, they have men's sauna at 6:45, so I'm going to be there this evening so I can meet some of the locals and feel a lot more relaxed. So what are some mistakes you see people make when they go to sauna here in Finland? Let us know in the comments below. And please, if you'd like, you can share your weird guys at the YMCA sauna stories below, because there's a lot. All right, I'll say bye from here, or moi moi from here in Turku, Finland. Now, I know you might be wondering, Mark, why do you have your clothes on in this video? It's a sauna video in Finland. Shouldn't you be naked? Well, don't mistake YouTube for OnlyFans, people. We're a family channel. This is the closest you're gonna get to OnlyFans Wolters World, so you better enjoy it. You know, going to sauna really helps you kind of understand the Finnish mentality and how they think and how they act. And when you go in there and you enjoy the sauna and the steam coming and hitting you like it hit it on the camera here, it's really like a time to reflect. And you think about maybe your time here in Finland or your life or what's going on. And really think, and when you're in the sauna, you'll notice people be kind of contemplative. Part of it is because the Finns don't like to talk all the time. So like they're kind of quiet, so they kind of like are contemplative. But honestly, it gives you time to kind of think, and it maybe, you know, think about my time here in Finland over the years and how much I've loved my time here. My family, I say the hutelas were fantastic. The viksteds were awesome too. But like, honestly, it's just one of those things that you're having a mistake by not going to the sauna and really taking it in and really taking in that experience. And I know I said don't leave the door open, but it's the end of the day, so I'm supposed to leave it open. So anyway, I hope this helps you know a bit more about some of the mistakes that tourists make when they come here to Finland. You know, and not Finland, but just the sauna as well. And I really hope you have a great time, no matter where you are in Finland. And whether you're in Rovaniemi going to see Santa Claus, or you're in Helsinki or here in Turku, hit up the sauna, have a good time, relax, and enjoy. Because honestly, one of the best parts of your experience in Finland.